Attenuating my axial servo. Open sesame! You could say I have a magnetic personality.
Humor! I love it! Eleanor, do you ever wonder why we're here?
Well, actually, we're here at Paramount Studios in Hollywood because we are covering live the premiere of Star Trek Generations.
But I mean, are we alone in the universe?
Look to your right, Art. James Doohan, Scotty from Star Trek, is that any more real to you?
That's very real.
Now you do remember your promise, right?
No singing, no dancing, and I can't say beam me up, Scotty.
Right.
You can't?
I can't.
Oh, there's a rule against that. Oh, well, okay.
Folks, welcome to the big live coverage of the premiere of the movie Star Trek Generations. We are going to have a blast tonight.
We are indeed. I am personally fulfilled, actually, because I get to meet James. He told me I can call him Jimmy. James Doohan.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. I have watched every show in the 70s. I'm sure I was too young to watch, but I watched them anyway. You have been Scotty for how many years now?
Oh, it's around a little over 28.
28 years? Yeah. Who do you feel more like, Jimmy or Scotty?
I feel more like Jimmy. But anyway, I welcome the word Scotty.
Okay. Well, Scotty, how do you feel tonight? I mean, this is the 7th movie, right? In a series of television shows and movies. Is it still exciting?
We thought number 6 was going to be the end, but, you know, let's face it, thank God there's a number 7, you know. And it'll probably be a number 8 and a 9 and a 10, because we used to say years ago, you know, when we, after the first conventions, well, it'll probably die off in a couple of years. 10 years later, we were saying, well, it'll probably die off in a couple of years. 20 years later, we were saying, my God, it's going on forever.
So you will be doing the next 10 movies, right?
Oh, probably.
Okay. So you started out as a Canadian military person, and now you're a big movie star.
Well, that's true, yeah. And I just, I recorded something from my hometown, Sarnia, Ontario. And they had a big thing there, and and my high school had a great big banner made, and they're going to be sending it to me and all that sort of stuff, and all for tomorrow, you know, and everything. It's just gorgeous.
So tell me, for all the Scotty wannabes out there, how would they break into the Star Trek realm? There's going to be many more shows.
Well, first of all, learn how to do a good Scottish accent, you know. Then, of course, everybody has to believe you when you say that Scotsmen are probably the best engineers in the world. All right?
Is that a real accent?
Oh, that's true. Absolutely real. What are you talking about?
Off.
I don't do phony accents.
Oh, my God.
Just checking,
No.
Have you seen the movie yet?
No,
This will be the first time?
No. I don't even go to dailies. I figure if the director likes my work, then that's why I don't have to come back tomorrow to redo it.
It's good enough for you. I'm not going to be watching this when we're done, that's for sure.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
Michael.
Michael Dorn is with us. You have just witnessed an embrace of generations of Star Trek players. I'm Eleanor Mondale. I'm with E.
Eleanor, how you doing?
This is Art Man.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Almost didn't recognize you without the,
Almost?
You're looking a little different.
He's looking great. He's just looking great.
I think you look better without makeup, but that's my personal feeling.
Thank God. Thank God.
I do too, Michael.
I'd hate for somebody to say, you know, you look just like your character. It'd be horrible. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine.
Yeah?
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Good to
I'm
see
glad
you,
you
too. I know.
broke in here.
I
That's
know.
fabulous.
Okay, now this is a perfect shot for Generations, which is all about the movie. How do you guys get along? Do you hate the new guys, or?
Well, of course, you know, when he's in character, you know, I just look at him like, oh, boy, you know, and all that sort of stuff. But with Michael as a friend, it's a different thing.
I met Jimmy before he guested on our show.
You were a Trekkie, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Admit
In fact,
it.
you know what? He was my favorite character. I know that sounds corny, but he was my favorite. And he need a decent brand of scotch to do that.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
See there?
You're quite right, laddie.
But before we did our show, we had worked together on a couple of conventions and everything like that. And we had to work together hating each other because he hates Klingons. And it was just,
yeah, but personally, you went out and shared a few.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. We shared a few. There's no doubt about that.
Michael gets a big promotion in this movie.
Yes, Lieutenant Commander.
Yes.
Everybody in our ship is Lieutenant Commander now, you know?
Oh, wow.
So could we be lieutenant commanders too? Just next time we come
Very
around?
easy.
Honorary?
No, don't. Permanent Lieutenant Commander.
Well,
What is this?
I don't know.
you guys are, it's been awesome for me to stand here and get to meet both of you guys.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
And have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't.
All right, well, enjoy yourself. Nice meeting you. Have fun. Thanks for your patience. I am in heaven. This is very
Nice meeting you guys.
exciting.
All right.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
You bet, yeah.
Art, you're going to have to talk for a minute because my breath has been taken away.
You are a little overwhelmed.
I
Look
am
around here.
overwhelmed.
Look at what we have.
We are here at Paramount Studios, as I mentioned before.
I saw Commander Data.
You did?
Yep. Good old Brent. You know, now would be a great time to just take a look at the big overview to see what's behind this whole phenomenon of this new movie, Star Trek Generations. Been a good time?
Let's try and cheat death together.
Warp 1, engage!
At the very beginning, I wanted to do a story that at least passed the torch from the old crew to the new crew.
Klingon vessel decloaking directly ahead, sir.
I think we're all a little scared. I mean, I talked to pretty much everybody, and we're all like, kind of, you know, sitting on pins and needles about this whole thing.
Let's go!
I think the most important things that we thought about doing was that this should not be, we should try not to make this Star Trek 7. We should try deliberately to make this Star Trek Generations, which meant that it was going to be the next generation's movie.
10 seconds to warp core breach.
This is a good movie, whether you're a Star Trek fan or not.
The star is going to collapse in a matter of minutes.
That'll destroy everything in this system.
Population, 230 million, sir.
Star Trek has boldly gone where no show has ever gone before, seeking out new life and new civilizations for the past 28 years. But what's really kept the Enterprise running after all this time?
My sense of it is that Star Trek endures because ultimately Gene's vision for the future is one of hope, isn't it? Gene, he puts it right out there. He says that we will overcome our differences of race and sex and class, and we will survive all of this pettiness, and we will make it to the future. We will make it to the 24th century.
Bridge, we have a new problem!
The Star Trek universe is all-inclusive. No one is excluded. In those early days of the very first series, in 1969, Gene had a hell of a time getting NBC, the network that was airing the show at the time, to go along with his idea of having a multiracial crew aboard the Enterprise. They wanted no parts of it, and he fought tooth and nail to make sure that Lieutenant Uhuru was there and that there was a Russian and an Asian. You know what I'm saying? And I think people have always been able to look at Star Trek and see themselves represented.
Throughout the years, the Enterprise has encountered some strange creatures, but none have been as fascinating as those known as Trekkers.
There was one lady that said, how does it feel to be beamed?
A woman asked us, do you use real aliens as consultants? I know you have science consultants on the show. Do you use aliens to consult for alien cultures? And we said, you mean aliens from outer space? And she said, yes.
Humor! I love it!
The fans are unbelievable. I mean, certainly no other show has ever had fans quite like our fans. And that's, I only mean that in terms of loyalty and devotion. They've been great. They're the reason the show has been around for 28 years. And, you know, who can ask for more than that?